Hey y'all, we are live with Sky and Wyatt. We're gonna do a Queen Focus spot review for Sky's first Queen tournament, which was from July 1st in Wonderville, just a kind of New York local tournament. And Sky's pretty new player, I guess was 35 your first tournament.
Yeah, well, Baltimore Brawl Remix was like the first, but that was like a mixer, so it may be a little different. Chicago was like, I'd say the first big one.
All right. Yeah, so I just marked a bunch of things that I watched two matches of yours that were pretty close matches, and yeah, annotated things that I thought were like maybe some teachable errors, but I didn't put any severity. So we're just gonna look at them in time order and we'll talk about them. Okay. So here's this first one. This dive is just kind of sketch, right? Like you dive way too early, and then you almost get punished, but I think that moves was just like a little bit too timid, right?
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's like could be punished.
Yeah. So it's good intuition, right, to try to get out of this pincer, right? But the right way to do this is to dive way later, right? Once he, okay, maybe you could have been done here, but yeah. So you wanted to kind of go. All right, we're gonna like, let's say this was the bumping spot. You dove kind of right here. You want to dive like much more like this. So he's
Yeah.
already committed his momentum and can't punish you, right? Here, this is definitely a punishable dive.
Definitely, yeah. I see what you mean. Because he's already thinking we're just gonna bump or push or do something again.
Yeah.
Whereas here, there's so much reaction time. You get to kind of like tell like what's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He's got enough time to react and kind of cancel his momentum and get on top of you. Yeah. That one you got away with. That big clear. Let's see. Here's just I guess an incompetent J.
Yeah. This is
Ooh.
like,
Yeah.
too low.
Like way too low. I guess you're like low enough that like, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is just like you just gotta grind those J's, right?
Yeah.
Because here it looks like you're going a little bit to the right. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, ideally the J path, right, should look much more like, it could be like this,
Not like
or like this. But yeah, yours was like blue, blue for bad. Yeah, yours was I don't know like
It is recording.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is getting recorded. Something like this, right? This rightward motion is nonsense, right? You can have
Yeah.
leftward motion, you can have downward motion, but you shouldn't be
Shouldn't
go.
be timid. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You want to do hug that.
You know why you want to keep close to the ledge, right?
I don't.
Because
No,
you
I
say
don't
the
know
red
exactly.
versus blue. So if you give space, right, a warrior can actually poke out
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then kill you, right? So
Like
you
a
want to keep
cover
it very
transfer too.
close to the edge, so there actually is no escape on the
That
right
makes
side.
sense. Yeah.
Also,
I totally get that.
when you're approaching as a queen, when you're diving, you gotta stop diving.
Richard, come. Like this is recorded, and I'm sure your voice is not gonna get recorded well from.
I'll go behind them.
Figure out how the order live.
So like if you dive and then you continue your dive into the J, your tap has to be insanely fast.
Yeah.
But if your approach angle is like you dive and you slow down and then you start tapping faster, there's a difference in the matter of tap rate, and it'll be cleaner. But some approach angles, if you're like approaching horizontally and you're a little higher, it's gonna be hard as hell. That J is gonna be insanely difficult.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
when we were talking about Warrior Days. One point, we were talking about how you go in. If you're going like this.
Yeah, like I can tell when
Versus
someone's gonna make the
this.
hardest J of their life, and that's why I stay, because it's like, oh, you're not gonna hit this.
Okay, Richard. Apparently,
The
you should
warriors, anyway. I mean, if it's a warrier and I'm a warrior, right? I you shouldn't check queens, but I do it because I feel like I know when they do it badly. Yeah.
Okay, apparently your voice got worse as you went further away. I have this little puck mic thing they actually brought. It's okay, but all right. Well, I mean, no. Like, they're not gonna hear it. This is gonna get recorded.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right. Richard doesn't want to be heard except for to the locals apparently. Um,
Yeah,
Let's
I've been
see.
like sat down and like thought about how I approach every single J and like a system of when I stop the dive, when I start tapping, all that kind of stuff. So that. Yeah.
okay. Could have defended skulls and killed abs. Decent trade. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, you're just like a little too timid. Um, right. You get a trade instead of like right here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm kind of backing off
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, I mean packing elf is safe, right? And it's good to not die, right? So this is definitely not the worst trade, right? I mean, I guess you kind of went like this a little bit,
Mhm.
um, which works, but not ideally, right? Ideally, you want to stay a
Yeah.
little higher, and then once they commit, then you
Yeah,
can go
and there
towards
was
them.
definitely an opportunity to get skulls up and then
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, get skulls up and kill abs at the same time.
All right, here's just a compliment. Um, the- yeah, so you're locked out. Oh, there's where you lose skulls. But yeah, nice. You did like you held like this is actually like a little bit advanced, right? You hold this whole column
Mhm.
right from high up, right, which is nice.
Yeah, I see the queen's still up there.
Right, yeah. So
Kind
you,
of
you
lock her out.
yeah you hold the queen and also hold stripes with this dive, right? This was solidly good play. Yeah, hold on. Do that. Um, Here you retreat away from the tail towards gates you already have. This is a big strategic error. Okay, this is a big thing to learn in general, like the general concept of gate control and how you win gate control, right? Is you go towards the gates that they have, not towards the gates that you have, right? Because when the queens are staying on top of each other, right? If you're going towards gates you have, you'll tend to give them an opportunity to tag before the fight leaves, right?
Yeah.
And then they get the gate, right? So what's important here, right? You want to get warriors up, right? So you can do that's kind of similar thing you did on the left column, right? You can hold, I guess maybe not quite with the dynamics, but you can look to hold, hold the column like right here, right? And then these two left gates stay yours.
Yeah.
And are safe for your
Because right now I control mid, quote
Right.
unquote.
Right. I mean, not only do you have the color, you have them tagged, but there's actually no opposing warriors or queens around them, right? So these are legitimately good for forms. But yeah, you just kind of give up too much space and go towards gates you have. So there you lose mid gate,
Yeah, I see. I'm like trying to
and
follow the queen, and in that following the queen gets to go to those gates.
right. Yep. So yeah, sort of a positional kind of a bad chess kind of play.
Better
Right
probably
there.
would have just been to go to right gate.
Yeah. I mean,
instead.
you want to not die, and like right was a little contested, but
Mhm.
that's the gate you didn't have, and that's also where the snail is, right? So
Yeah.
there's two things you want towards the right, and by going to the left, you kind of give blue teams the things that they want. All right. So okay, already annotated. Yeah, no, this is this. Yeah, fuck yeah, prepared.
High quality.
Sorry, JC, or anyone watching in the chat. I've only got the chat on my phone that locks up. Okay, so we can play this. Let the annotations go away. Whatever. So let's watch, or let's just click the annotations again. So you see, you're going to attack left, and the blue queen is following you. So after you tag, right, if you quickly turn back, you can block this
Yeah.
path, right,
Mhm.
which forces the queen to take the longer path.
That gives enough time to get your warriors up and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. This, like, if you don't do it too much, and or you sense the opposing queen is really thirsty, you can get real kills even against strong queens. Strong queens will still make this mistake when they're sort of trying to really force a mistake or force a lock. Yeah. So by just doing this quick turn, you force them all the way up, and then that buys you space. Then if you're going to continue to left gate, you've earned yourself some horizontal space by forcing them to go around this
Yeah,
platform.
exactly.
Yeah, like I would say this is the biggest thing to learn for even more advanced queens. It's a nice trick, nice thing to learn.
Yeah, because I think Moose does eventually go through that
Oh, yeah,
anyways. So
Okay. All right. So this is, I guess, maybe toward the end of the open. Um, this whole game or this whole open, I think you're kind of scattered. Let's see. Maybe we should go. Is it early enough to just watch it from the beginning? Maybe not. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Name of the game for night map opens is you really want to open, especially snail versus snail. You want to own the middle, right? So this is cool. Still decent. But now you're locked out of mid. Yeah, I
I
mean,
need to be moving or doing like
yeah,
something.
yeah. I mean, ideally, like a little bit. This is just like I think this move might have been already a little bad, but
I think I wanted to dive onto right and I fucked up the
Okay,
dive. That's
sure.
what I'm gonna say.
right. And then here, if you were just a sort of more strong technical queen, you could have probably stabilized competently. But yeah, certainly prefer keeping the egg, which is the right decision. But now you're locked out of mid, right? This kind of sucks, and you're waiting here. This is in general not a good place to wait either, right? There's always warriors
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
here or here, right? This used to be, I would call this like my favorite place to die in Killer Queen. And I think it was like maybe Bumble Bash 3 where it just finally stopped fucking staying here, right? But so you still have not attempted to take mid. Okay, get your warriors up. And okay, a little bit of hesitation on that side, Jay. I guess there's just compared to maybe more strong seasoned queens, you're more coping with like sort of a little bit weaker tech, which costs
New
you
tech
time.
stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, your team is just still have not helped break into mid at all yet.
Mm.
Okay, now you're finally here fighting for mid, right? So yeah, I think much more focus on owning mid,
Yeah.
working with your team.
Someone I think since this has kind of broke it down and explained like the whole bid thing. I don't remember. I think maybe I did read this and I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
I would say your goal, like you said, is get the warriors up and then get the snail off the rope, which they got the snail off the rope, which is
Right.
huge.
I think you need to work in soft sticks into your
Yeah.
your play
Mm.
because a lot of times like you can stabilize and get in position. The soft stick and not the stick is the option to pick. And I think you always just stick or just like hammer a tap to try and stabilize. Quite a few. For example, the one that Rob mentioned over here is like there's a way. There's lots of time for a soft stick, and then you'll be stabilized and you get in position. So quite a few spots actually. I noticed it's just you're not soft sticking.
Yeah, I've been confused a little bit on the soft stick. I asked a question in the queen chat, like,
Yeah.
how do you continuously tap through the dive? Do you stop tapping when you dive? Some people said one, some people said the
Yeah,
other.
I think it's a lot of feel thing. It probably also depends on like the particulars of your tap rate.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm going for a soft stick, I'll definitely tap towards the ceiling, stop tapping, dive, hopefully have just like a tiny bit of upward momentum, and then start tapping again.
Undive and start tapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on stop diving and
Yeah. Basically, if there's a very little space like between you and the other military, you want to stick. Rule of thumb. Rule
Yeah.
of thumb. If there's more space, soft stick. Right, then you're stable.
Makes sense.
Or like Sam Beckman won the largest tournament of the year in 2018, I think, only with soft stick, right? Like if your soft stick is really good, it can almost be a hard stick, and like the vulnerability window on a stick, right, is first as soon as you hit the ceiling, you're fucking golden for like a half second, right, and then you're gonna drop off a tiny bit depending on how good your stick cover is.
Yeah.
Whereas the soft stick, all the vulnerability is front loaded, right? It's in the established that you're weak, and then you're forever stable, right? So if you can get that established point quite good, then you don't even need hard stick. It's less aggressive, but if you're just soft sticking everywhere, you've got sound fundamental movement.
Yeah. Focus more on that.
Yeah, and the nice thing about soft sticks is you can just do them by default everywhere. Like regular play of Killer Queen, you can just be soft sticking everything. So
Yeah,
it's
I did
something
watch Sam play for the Chicago, and I was like, oh, there's soft sticks everywhere.
yeah, soft
happening.
sticks everywhere. Soft sticks everywhere. Yeah, just it's a good default. Okay. Too much indecision here. Your team is wiped. You should dive to mid, and you want to do that ASAP. Either force the opposing queen to follow you to left gate and tag, seeding mid, or stay at mid but leave left gate to your team, tying up an opposing warrior to hold the lock. So let's see. Okay, you're wiped. Hang in here. Hang in. Okay, so now the queen is getting closer to you, right? Closer to this gate, and you're kind of doing nothing. I guess it got a little bumped. Oh, you got it. Thank you, Abs. Yeah, you got a little belled out. Nice bump. And, all right, well, we're not going to talk about Abs after that. But yeah, you want to, when you're locked at map, you know, the game is fighting or threatening to dive to mid and or diving to mid and tagging side gates and this kind of rotation. But yeah, static indecision doesn't really doesn't buy you anything.
I feel like I play it too much like maybe day where like you kind of sit there a little bit and kind of rotate as needed.
Yeah.
But this, I was doing that and I was like, this sucks. I can't like get the gate. I can't do anything.
Yeah, Knight's all about these vertical wraps on queen, right? You gotta abuse the dive, hit clean J's. That's how you break lock on Knight.
Also, if you want to think about it theoretically for Knight, you need your drones to also reach your gates so that warriors also are being in the threat range of you. You know what I mean? Otherwise, the enemy's warriors will never die, and then you will never break out.
You're saying you basically
you need drones too.
Yeah, right.
To be able to reach
drones
you.
are
Yeah.
what makes the warriors have to
Have
take
to
the
they
risk.
can't.
If there's no drones, the warriors will just let the snail watch the snail go in. They'll just stay where they are, and the whole reason is to exactly right. You need they have to come to you to die.
Yeah.
There's no other way to die.
True.
Yeah,
So
because
like
it's a
in
wipe.
mid, they might be holding
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the island.
Yeah.
The opportunity strikes to try and do that.
Yeah, and it's a matter of how fast you can lure them in, in a sense. Like a poisonous flower of sorts.
This is a classic trap for me. You diving first on dusk mid open, rarely good, right? You dive first, you die, right? Oh wait, he dove first.
No, I
You
was
just
like-
got baited. You just got baited. All right, the annotation is incorrect. The annotation is incorrect and is a counterexample to the point. I'm sorry, guys. All right.
I was wondering. I was like, read that. I was like, wait, but I'm.
All right. I'm sorry. The advice is bad. Don't listen to me. The advice is good, even if it's a counterexample.
Yeah, I generally never die first.
Okay.
Normally, the indication is like if there's a drone that goes in the gate, that's when someone's gonna try to do like Moose did.
Yeah.
The drone did good and moved, but then I just.
Okay, I'll show you the move for what stuff is not super obvious, but in practice works super well. All right, when blue dives like this, the blue queen say, did this dive? We'll try it on blue. Here, okay. These computers. Why isn't it? Is this gonna draw on red now?
I think so.
I think it's gonna draw. See. Alright, that's not. Okay, so yeah, let's just say you should kind of take this path. Kind of like this, down and back up. And
Yeah.
it's actually surprisingly good, right? What Moose did was, when Moose dives like this.
How down are you talking about? I think it's
You-
not that far down, right?
Okay,
yeah.
maybe it's slightly left. You have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make them think you're gonna dive on them, and then they retreat, and then you just take the ceiling above.
Yeah, you're just above them.
Yeah, because when you shoot out, right, they either tend to they rise and then they might get killed, or they're forced down. And sometimes if they're forced down to the
if
side
they're
here,
here,
and then you can get a gate, and then they have to take one big round, and they're in a bad position.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've
So-
definitely like bet in that and
Yeah.
like done that to people and be like, okay, this is like you win if you get that. That's like the
Yeah.
queen. Is
So
like,
pushing forward kind of like creates that situation that there's a good chance that you can force the queen out that way, and you can't get punished. That's the
Yeah. You cannot get above me. You cannot kill me.
All right. Okay. So I say blue queen J's into a pincer. You have to kill. Come on, internet. I don't know what's happening, y'all. little bit. Oh, I don't know. Just the video seems to love to stop here. Okay, there it goes.
Oh, the video itself, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Moose is diving right in for Jane, right into this pincer, and you just give it up,
Yeah.
right? You gotta look for this. You gotta punish this, right? That
Mhm.
Moose made a misplay, clear misplay. Yeah.
I think I was so focused on the warrior coming in, or
Mm.
thinking I was gonna get, because the warrior, I thought
Was
the
it a
warrior
mutual
capped,
pincer?
This guy was
Yeah,
in the
'cause I
pincer
was-
first.
Oh, I
because
see.
the way they went for the drone kill, and I was like, I thought they were gonna cap.
Okay, I see.
So then I was already trying to like bail.
Not
or,
you,
like,
you were trying to not die to the pincer.
Yeah.
Instead
So
of
then Moose went in the pincer, and it was like,
okay, just the reaction time or processing was a little too slow.
mhm.
All right. Okay. Chasing abs a bit more gives you a chance to totally shut them down. You don't have space to get them. Okay, all right. So I wish I remember the context here, but we're looking for abs, right? Yeah. Okay, so abs now can either go to left gate, trying to become a speed drone, or just vanilla warrior, or they could go to left speed, looking to become eventually a speed warrior. Right, let's left watch. Okay, so now they've sort of committed to the speed gate, right?
Mhm.
So I would actually follow kind of this way. Let's see. Yeah. I would kind of just work it back.
Yeah,
With
because they're
pausing.
already like, yeah.
Here. Yeah, I would have taken this path. And then you can actually tag this before they get it. And you would probably have successfully denied a speed drone or speed warrior for a little while. But instead, let's just watch what happens to abs. I'm gonna guess they become a speed warrior. Yeah, probably left this just wide open. Yep. Yeah, yeah. So a little better tracking and pathing, and you would have denied that speed form. This gate tag feels sketchy. You don't want to go under queens like this. Let's see how this. Ooh, yeah. I mean that should feel all kinds of sketch,
Mm.
right? I mean, maybe this dive is okay, and then you turn back. Yeah, that was like the
Yeah, the timing is the kind of the late dive you were talking about earlier.
right.
But
You
like,
you timed the
I
dive
didn't-
well. You just got to commit to go through it.
Yeah.
Right.
so
When you
like
turn
the- yeah.
back, now you've again given the queen time to react to you and get above you.
Mhm. Because the queen's moving that way.
Right, yeah,
already.
yeah. Use their momentum to make them miss you, and you did it successfully with the timing, and then you just kind of went back
Yeah.
into the problem.
I think
Yeah.
I was maybe afraid of this warrior like doing some crazy shit.
It's
or
true.
something.
This warrior does make that dive under worse, right? But you got it, right? Let's just watch the timing. Yeah, okay. You might have, if you jade this, if you went under, maybe now you're in a pincer.
But I
this-
think I still could escape that way.
Yeah,
Then I have my
maybe.
warriors.
Yeah, you do have a warrior to help fight you out of the pincer, but he's low or she's low. They're low. Yeah.
This is the.
This is just bad. It's just like every time I see it, it's just ick. Yeah. You gotta respect queens a little bit more. Dive too early here. This is punishable. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. See, this is again the right way to dive is first make them commit way closer to
Yeah.
you.
I think I was like I didn't want to bounce because that warrior was there, and it could have been a pretty easy
I see.
pincer or something. So I was like,
No.
but I
also-
should have maybe just also just gone left or
What?
something instead of right.
No. Here's this dive had two problems. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's see, red. So one, you hit the platform. You tend to not want to hit platforms when you dive, right? That would be bad. Like if you dive later, right? Now you actually don't dive. You don't hit the platform. Yeah, like hitting the platform kills your momentum, which gives them time to catch up, right? Yeah, double bad. Dove too early and hit a platform. Sorry. and fuck, am I too much of an asshole?
I mean, if it's a bad play, I would like to know it's a bad play.
Well, I
That's
agree.
the thing.
Yeah, if you can even calibrate. If you do land on the platform accidentally, you have to have like good like platform play, like low plays to like trick up the queen so that you're like, oh, don't dive on me because I'll kill you. And that
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, I mean, it
you
can
need
I
to
know
be
what you
like
mean.
you have to be
Tricky.
intimidating if you fail. You have to be ready to be intimidating, or else they're just gonna be like, okay, and then they'll kill you, right? Like they want to second guess themselves if they want to dive on you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said nice patience, not panicking here. I guess you're gonna get sort of trapped under this little ledge.
Dude, that was I did a soft J or
A soft-
stick.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
we
well
tried.
done,
We
well
tried.
done. Yeah. Hit one. 1 for 10. Okay.
Woo!
Get it. 97 out of 100.
97
Then you'll be pretty good. Yeah. So a lot of queens in this position, when they're sort of trapped with speed warrior above them, will kind of panic. But you don't do that. You just kind of wait, make them commit to a side, and then go to the other side. That's nice. Yeah, nice punch there too. Okay. This is like, come on. We're in New York City, okay? We understand how to play the game fundamentals. Like, you gotta respect that pincer, right?
Yeah.
You're just sitting there, like, way too long. Way too long. Yeah. Okay, and then symmetric things happen, right? And what do? Like, they're dead to rights. Okay, checks should have probably just kept on capping that, but they get back. And then they just kill
Nothing
themselves. Yeah, well, yeah, right.
I should
Here is
go
you
dry,
hit the
yeah.
J, you win the game.
Yeah.
Hit the J, win the game, right? I understand you're on last, but so are they. It's she's looking at me very, very sketchy. All right, all these people probably want to play the game. We've only got a couple more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
What do I say? Attention blind here. You can stop the form at left gate. You're actually very safe on dust ceiling while you're tapping and holding left. You only have one. They only have one worry, and you see them, right? So you can't get pincered. And just basically, dust ceiling is it's quite a safe location for a queen, right? Because these nubs, unlike a regular platform where there's a risk of you running off if you keep on moving. If you move into a nub and put your back to the nub,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not perfectly safe. There's some shenanigans, but it's high risk for the opposing team to try to kill a queen. So what does this buy you? This buys you the freedom to look around the map, right? And so let's see what happens. Bam.
Yeah, I'm just not. I think working at that, or
Yeah.
maybe I'm looking at the wrong things.
Yeah, right. Here is a time where you can have big picture, right? And this isn't that far away. Yeah, you could certainly dive back and have stop the form.
I might have been looking to see, because we have two warriors. I might have been looking to see where my last drone was and what they were heading towards or what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
but you're up
But
one.
also, I could just be like also looking at that.
Sure. Or a different way to look at this is like, oh, I guess it's one warrior to one warrior. So maybe it's
Well,
not.
they just died over there.
Okay. But you can zoom out when you're on dust ceiling, like knowing when to look for big picture and knowing when you have to focus just on yourself for like intense tactical fights is a big part of queening well. And that was definitely you should have had the big picture moment.
Yeah.
I dislike this dive. You dive into a pincer on last. Let's see. All right, here. Ooh, yeah. I would guess not many queens are gonna like this dive.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is hard. You don't have great options. You have time, but
Yeah, snails on our side.
yeah,
It's like the skin of the teeth, kind of.
yeah. You
Really
do
hard.
this. I think you love to like dive under something like kind of successfully, right? You kind of dive out of the pincer and like, oh fuck, maybe we'll as well just go back into the pincer, right? This I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I
you
see
sense
what
the
you mean.
threat, break the threat, and then remake the threat. Just don't do step 3, and it's a lot better. Okay, dive, move faster, detect the gate. Yeah, so this is weird, right? Come on, you're a queen. What is this? You're not a warrior. You gotta use that. Right? This is clearly this should be a dive,
Yeah.
right?
That was just weird. I don't know what I was doing.
Okay. All right, here's another pre-annotation. I don't know if JC is still in the chat. maybe not. Um, so this is something I learned from Woody pre-pandemic, but from Dusk. But if you've got your warrior bumping their warrior, this actually gives you freedom to just dive under them. Like you can get quite close to them, and that pressure prevents them from sort of dropping on you, because the warrior will kill them. And then you can immediately like
then,
stabilize and push them off. It's a cute move. It would help displace the ledge, but just an option. All right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all the annotations. It's like 5 o'clock. Nice little half-hour VOD review there.
Oh yeah.
How you do this? I think definitely should grind those soft sticks.
Yeah,
That'll
soft
be
sticks,
good.
definitely.
And grind the J's. Soft sticks and J's, bread and butter queen deck. Get them good. They unlock like playing the game, pathing efficiently, and that's just super important to queen well.
Cool. Yeah. Thank
All right.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to do this more. And anyway, anyone listening, I like to do this kind of style of VOD review. So if you want to get some footage, I'll happily annotate and then chat about what's going on. All right. See y'all.